Welcome back, nature lovers, forest bathers and eco warriors. It's episode 6 of Nick's Nature Walks. Welcome to, I guess we're into spring, summertime. I skipped a week because the video that I did last week would not upload to YouTube, so I apologize for a week's hiatus, but I'm back at it this week and hopefully we'll be able to upload the video. And so today we're going to go into a different part of our property, explore a meadow area, walking through the shade of the trees. It's pretty hot where I am today, over I think it's like 29 degrees, so it's pretty toasty, and the mosquitoes are out, and you can probably hear Arlo down here, who's with me again. And here she is. Hey, hey. And so today we're going to be in the cool, and then we're going to be out in a meadow, exploring life in a meadow, and taking some mindful minutes. And so come walk with me. So I think last time I was speaking to you, it was height of trillium season, and when I was talking, I was talking about how trilliums get reseeded. And I was a little bit wrong in my description of how that happens. It certainly does involve ants. What actually happens is that the ants, you might have just seen looks like a hairy woodpecker that just flew across the path there. The ants are attracted to a substance that the trilliums have, and the substance is very attractive to them, and so they take it to the ant colony. They eat the substance, and when that is eaten, the seed smells like a dead ant, apparently, and there's been some research on this. And so the ants don't want to be in a colony with a dead ant, or supposed dead ant, and so they take the seed and they deposit it where they deposit the other dead ants, and that's how trilliums get reseeded. So it was a great opportunity to look that up after we talked in episode 5, and very fascinating, some research that's been done over the past few years in terms of trilliums and how they reseed. So this area here is banks onto a wetland area. See a fallen tree there, it's a poplar tree that came down. We had a big windstorm about must be about 2 years ago now. A Duraco came through, knocked down a few trees. This is mostly maple. It does have some beech that unfortunately got that mold on and is dying out. It has some hemlock. It also has some paper birch that's coming up on our left hand side, and some new growth that's coming through. Further ahead there are poplars as well, but predominantly now maple with some oak interspersed within it. Okay, so we're just coming out into a clearing here that many years ago was actually pasture. The person that owned the property a while ago actually had livestock on here and used it as pasture. We are now trying to recreate this as a prairie meadow, and so there's been some very intentional seeding in here, and I'm just going to home in here on this straw-like spot, and these are the remnants of big bluestem, which is an indigenous grass, and it appears all over this meadow now from a few seeds. Has really grown. We have big bluestem, a little bluestem. We have other indigenous grasses in here, as well as wild bergamot, black-eyed Susans. We have meadowsweet in here, and what I'm looking at now is sumac, and these tips of these shoots, probably about a month to 6 weeks ago, were actually nipped off by the deer, but they have resprouted, and are in a good spot to have nice sumac flowers in the fall time. And so as we walk through, this area has really taken off with big bluestem, and it is amazing in the summertime to see the big bluestem coming up, the beautiful flowers, and in the fall it goes into a lovely golden colour. The area here also, one key plant that's of great interest for us here is the milkweed, which monarch butterflies like. And so this area, we have seen the full life cycle of monarch butterflies. We've seen them laying eggs, we've seen the caterpillars, we've seen them turn into chrysalis, we've seen the chrysalis, and then we've seen the monarchs actually emerging. Incredible. And then as they emerge and puff out the wings and get ready to go south, we are very blessed to have a congregation of, I'm not sure what a grouping of monarchs is, I should probably look that up, that collects in our woods and roosts at night time in the maple trees on the south side of our property, and then fly off south. So just an amazing experience, and hopefully that as part of Nick's nature walks we'll be able to share that together. And I'm just going to pan down here, as Ola's having a bit of a roll, to this very special plant here. This is a yellow lady's slipper, and you can see that there are 4 shoots. One is about to flower. This will have a beautiful yellow orchid type flower, and so hopefully in the not too distant future I'll be able to show that to you and enjoy the marvels of this particular indigenous species. And we haven't been able to find it anywhere else. It appeared all of a sudden, probably about 10-15 years ago, and for some reason it's populated there. I'm not sure where it came from. And Arlo's having another roll. Come on, Arlo. So looking forward to showing you that later, probably about a week or so's time. I would think it's probably not that far off from flowering. Down here we have butterfly weed that grows in here. We also have meadowsweet. You can just see the remains of the flowers from last year. It's got a beautiful white flower, and that's really populated in here. And you can see again the remnants of the big blue stem from last year. So this looks spectacular when the milkweed flowers, the black-eyed Susans, the wild bergamot, the big blue stem, all the different grasses. And as we pan around here, we've got some wild apples in here, as well as we just passed actually I just pan around here. We've got a nice honeysuckle that's just flowering in there, and you can just smell it, and you can just see a bumblebee in there having a bit of a snack this evening. So we'll show you this meadow as we enjoy Nick's nature walks together. And Arlo is in a bit of a rush, but we're now going on to a little gladed area. I want to show you something that is of particular interest. It's a plant that is a climber, and is sometimes you won't see it because it's in the tops of the trees, but I'm just going to walk in here and you'll see, look at that. That is bittersweet, and that has wrapped its way around that maple tree, and I won't be able to see now because the canopy's come over, but right up in there, up at the top, there will be flowers coming up soon, as well as in the fall these beautiful orange red like berries. And you have to be a little bit careful because there is a bittersweet that is invasive. We're very fortunate that we have bittersweet that is not, and it is reseeded by birds and appears all over the place in our wooded area. And so we're just going to walk a little bit more up here, coming into another sort of wooded area. To my left is like a cedar copse that grouse like to hang out, and sometimes they just fly out all of a sudden and make you a little bit jumpy. And then we have here a hemlock tree that in the wintertime we sometimes see a porcupine. Porcupines like hemlock tree. They like to nibble on the buds of hemlock, and so they hang up, they roost there during the wintertime. Safe spot, as well as a food supply too. So we're going to come up here, and there's a little nook here that was a tree that fell down in the Day Rucko that we've created a little spot for sitting. And so this is where we're going to have a mindful minute. And you'll see here that we've got the May apples have come out, and I'll be able to pan out, oh, there's a remnant of a trillium right in there, one of the last trilliums there. And so I'm going to start our mindful minute now on our trillium. And let's take a few moments to just be, to breathe, to be still, to have some peace and ease and some calm in our lives. Okay, so that was a minute, and as we were taking some time, I espied a May apple flower. And I've been talking about May apples. You see those big umbrellas of those leaves. And right under here, we have this beautiful, look at that, May apple flower. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? It's the white and the yellow. Just amazing. And then that will turn into a fruit once it's done flowering. But some are getting ready to flower, and some are still in their closed spots, getting ready to flower. Still have some trilliums through here, just the remnants. And my video last week, I was hoping to show you a morel. We've been able to pick some morels this year, but we ate it already, so not able to show it to you. But maybe another time I'll be able to show it to you. And I just want to pan down here. This is a false Solomon plant that's about to flower out, and it will have berries in the fall time. And so we're just going to go on along here a little bit further. And I can just see, and it's panning in again, you can just see through the May apple flower. Look at that. Huge. Absolutely huge. They look waxy. They sort of don't look real, but they're all in here. They're beautiful. And I was hoping to try and find, before we wrap up, a new plant that's emerged over the past week or so. Is called a jack-in-the-pulpit. And they're quite distinctive looking. Look like a fly trap, but I'm just looking around here. I'm not able to see any yet. I'm not quite in the right spot, I don't think. But it certainly is. You can just see the trilliums still there. They have been absolutely spectacular this year. Absolutely spectacular. And when they go over, they go a little bit pinkish. This spot in here, look, still amazing. You just see one under the tree, spotlit by the sun, and it's really dappled light in here this evening as we walk along. And so as I prepare to wrap up, I hope that you enjoyed a little bit of different scenery today in our meadowland, and back in the woodland with a little bit of shade. I do have to say that I've had to douse myself with bug spray because mosquito season is full on. And so I again invite you, as we look to another week and enjoying another micro season, is make sure you take time for you, just being, some time for breathing, to breathe in calm, breathe in ease, breathe in stillness and breathe in peace. We all deserve it, and it really helps as we live our action-packed lives to take that time. And so as we come to the end of episode 6, I'm going to show you the last plant of our walk today, and that is wild phlox. It's coming out and is dotted around with the trilliums. And you can see them up here amongst the trilliums. And I thank you very much for watching. And please again, put some comments in. Any feedback's most welcome to make sure that I'm doing the right thing and people are enjoying the experience, or I've got some tips as to what more I could do. So take good care, and see you next time. Goodbye now.